Be honest, every time Claude hands you a draft, you reread the whole thing, fact check the numbers, and fix the logic yourself. You do it? This means you're not saving time here. You're just doing quality control for your own AI, like an unpaid intern reviewing the boss's work. Today, I'm going to fix that. In my last video, I showed you what a Claude loop is. Got some great feedback on it. I appreciate it. Now, do the work, check the result, and repeat until it's done. That was the premise. Now, today, we build one. I'm going to show you a self-correcting loop where Claude creates its own output, catches the errors, and fixes them before the draft ever reaches your desk. So you review once, and at the end, instead of babysitting every step, this loop is all about engineering applied. In fact, we call it loop engineering. So if you appreciate this type of content, gently tap that like button right now. Hey, let's get into it. First, here's why the obvious approach fails. Most people try this by typing check your work into the same chat. And Claude will sure say, sure, looks great, maybe fix a comma or something else. But here's the problem. A model grading its own output is a generous grader. ChatGPT is famous for this. It's like asking an employee to review their own performance. You'll get a polite self-assessment and not really a proper audit. That's the key here. The fix is something you already use in your business, and it's called the maker and checker split. One person does the work, a different person checks it. That's the maker and checker split. Banks, for instance, run on this. Accounting runs on this. And now your AI can run on this. How about them apples? Here's what it is. You split Claude into two roles: the creator, who writes the draft, and the critic, whose only job is to attack it. I talk a lot about this as a sparring partner on my channel here. So let's build it with a real example, start to finish. And this works in the regular Claude chat that you already use. You don't have to go into Claude code, no slash commands, and no setup. Let's think about this. Say you send clients a monthly marketing report, and you've got a spreadsheet with the month's numbers, and the client cares about only 5 things: leads, cost per lead, top channel, what drove that traffic, those leads, what changed, and what's next. That's a big one. That's your big value add here. Now, here's the exact prompt, and it has 3 parts. Part 1, I call this the draft. Write my client's monthly marketing report using the attached spreadsheet. Cover leads, cost per lead, top channel, cover what changed, and next steps. In part 2, the critique steps in. This is the key. Then switch roles. You are now a skeptical quality auditor reviewing someone else's work. Score the draft from a 1 to a 10 on each of these. Every number matches the spreadsheet exactly. Best yet, and every claim is backed by the data. All 5 client types, all 5 client topics are covered. Nothing appears in the report that is not in the spreadsheet. That last one is your hallucination check. It's the requirement that saves you. Hallucination is what LLMs will very often do if you don't have proper guardrails. And part 3 here, the loop. Here it is. If any score is below 9, rewrite the draft to fix it, then audit it again. Repeat until everything passes. then show me only the final report and the final scorecard. Now, watch what happens when I run this. The first draft says leads grew 40%. Sounds pretty awesome, but the Critic pass flags it. Requirement 1, score 6. The draft claims 40% growth. The spreadsheet shows 28%. The loop rewrites it, re-audits, everything passes, and the version that reaches me says 28%. That error would have gone straight into a client report if we didn't catch it. In this case, Claude AI caught it. In fact, I never had to catch it because the loop caught it first. This is loop engineering at its finest. So that's the whole system in one prompt. And here's the finishing touch most people miss. Add one more line at the end. And here is the line. When all checks pass, create the final report as a formatted Word document. And in that Word document, we want a title, section headings, and the channel table. Now Claude doesn't just hand you text in a chat window. It actually generates and hands you a finished, formatted, client-ready document you can download and add logos, tweak it up a bit, make it nice and fancy, and then send that off. How about that? Exciting. So you draft, you get the audit, you rewrite, you verify, and deliver, all from one strategic prompt from our loop engineering. Now, the power version, if you're using Claude or Claude Cowork, you can make the split real. We do a lot of work in Claude Code at the agency, and you can do the same. One agent writes, a second separate agent verifies with fresh eyes and no memory of writing the draft. This is clear slate. And you can run it with the goal command. It would be /goal, which keeps the loop working until your condition is actually true. Like all checks pass. Same idea, way more horsepower. And from what we know, this is exactly how Anthropic's own team runs it, splitting the agent that does the work from the agent that checks it. Smart. Quick break. Hey, if you want my exact frameworks for getting better results out of Claude, I put together a free guide with my top 5 go-to prompts. And I put the link in the description and in the pinned comment below. Now back to it. All right, the honest part, because I promised you accuracy, not magic. This loop does not mean you never look at a client work again, or any client projects for that matter. Anything with your name on it gets your final read. This is the human intervention, the human addition. What changes is the math. Instead of spending an hour rechecking every draft, you have multiple clients. You spend 5 to 10 minutes reading a finished piece with a scorecard attached because the auditor in the loop already caught the structural gaps and the unsourced claims, and of course, any logical errors. So you go from being the quality control department to being the final signature, all in one. And one more guardrail here. Cap the loop at 3 rounds of critique. If it hasn't passed by round 3, the problem is your source material, or most likely your requirements, not the drafting. So stop the loop and then fix the input. So as we come to a close, here's the takeaway. The reason you don't trust AI output is that you've been asking one Claude to do 2 jobs. Split them. Creator drafts, critique audits, and the loop runs until it passes, and you sign off at the end. That's how a draft machine becomes a finished work machine on repeat. And if you're wondering what a loop actually is under the hood, I broke down exactly how Claude loops work in my last video, and you can check it out by clicking right here above my shoulder. And as always, I appreciate you very much. I want to thank you. Have a great day, evening, or night.